Here's what almost nobody talks about when you're standing on a dealership lot trying to make a decision. The salesperson is trained to sell you what's popular, what moves fast, what earns them the best commission. They are not trained to tell you which engine design has been proven over 25 years and millions of miles. They are not going to hand you a sheet showing how many unplanned repair bills you can expect in year 4 or year 7. And that gap between what they tell you and what you actually need to know is exactly where seniors get burned. So today I'm giving you 3 SUVs you can walk in and buy in 2026 without second-guessing yourself at 3 in the morning. These are built on data, maintenance costs, long-term reliability, real-world fuel numbers, and the kind of engineering that quietly protects you for 100,000 miles and beyond. And we have one bonus pick at the end. For anyone who wants everything we just talked about, wrapped in something that feels genuinely premium every single time you get behind the wheel. If you believe a predictable, worry-free ownership experience is worth more than flashy dealership promises, hit the like button, because that's exactly what this ranking is about. SUVs that deliver absolute certainty every single day. SUV number 3. The 2026 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. Most people walk past this one on the lot. They see the Corolla name, and they think sedan. They think small. They think boring. That's a mistake. Here's what almost nobody in the auto space talks about. The Corolla Cross Hybrid runs the exact same hybrid system as the RAV4. The same naturally aspirated engine, meaning no turbocharger, no extra high-pressure plumbing, no extra parts waiting to fail, and the same eCVT that Toyota has been refining for over 25 years across millions of Prius and Camry hybrids. When people hear CVT, they cringe, and for good reason. The belt-driven CVTs and other brands have earned a bad reputation. But Toyota's eCVT is completely different. There's no belt, no traditional gears grinding against each other, just planetary gears and 2 electric motors, a setup so well proven that it barely registers as news anymore. That's actually a good thing. You're getting RAV4 reliability in a smaller, cheaper, easier-to-park package. Kelley Blue Book ranks it in the top 10 to 25% lowest cost to own in its class. Real-world fuel testing by Edmunds came back at 45.6 miles per gallon. Toyota covers the hybrid battery for 10 years and 150,000 miles and throws in 2 years of free scheduled maintenance on top of that. For a senior on a fixed budget, those numbers matter. Fewer fill-ups, lower upkeep bills, a warranty that actually covers the parts that cost the most to replace. The hybrid trim comes standard with all-wheel drive. You sit up high enough to see clearly over traffic, and because the footprint is compact, parking in tight lots, the kind you find at doctors' offices and grocery stores, doesn't become a project. This is the smart money pick that almost nobody mentions. You're getting the RAV4's mechanical heart for thousands less. If that's not a deal worth knowing about, I don't know what is. SUV number 2. The 2026 Honda CR-V. Let me tell you what really matters when you're living on a retirement income and you need a vehicle to just work. No drama, no surprises, no phone calls from a mechanic telling you it's going to be a big one. The CR-V gives you that. It's been in its current generation since 2023, which means the first-year bugs have already been found and fixed by other people. The data on this vehicle is mature. You're not anyone's test case. The hybrid version runs Honda's 2-motor system. Here's the simple version of how it works. At most speeds, an electric motor is doing the actual driving, and the gas engine is mostly acting as a generator running gently in the background. No traditional multi-gear transmission. No torque converter. Fewer hard-working parts means fewer things that can wear out and break down. The non-hybrid version uses a naturally aspirated 1.5-liter engine. No turbo. Honda has built millions of these. Now here's the data part, and this is where the CR-V really stands out. IC Cars predicts the CR-V has a 29.9% chance of reaching at least 200,000 miles. That is the highest of any vehicle on this list today. CarEdge projects about $7,600 in maintenance and repairs over the first decade, around $500 less than comparable SUVs. And RepairPal data shows the average CR-V owner needs an unplanned repair about 0.3 times per year. That works out to roughly 1 surprise shop visit every 3 years. Think about what that means practically. You can actually budget for this car. You are not going to get hit with something unexpected every other season. 1 unplanned repair every few years on a fixed income is completely manageable. Consumer Reports also lists the CR-V Hybrid among its most satisfying compact SUVs for 2026. Not just reliable, satisfying to own. That's a different bar, and this car clears it. The trunk has a genuinely low cargo floor. Loading groceries, a suitcase, bags from a garden center. You slide things in rather than hoisting them up and over. That small difference, repeated across hundreds of trips, adds up to real relief on your lower back and shoulders. When you reverse, the multi-angle camera lets you toggle between 3 different views: a standard rear view, a wide-angle view showing the full area behind you, and a top-down bird's-eye view that makes it look like a drone is watching from above. You can see how close you are to a curb, spot a child or a shopping cart, and pull into a tight garage without that familiar spike of stress. This is the no surprises pick. And after 60, no surprises is worth a lot. SUV number 1. The 2026 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Here's something worth knowing before I say anything else about this vehicle. For 2026, Toyota eliminated all non-hybrid RAV4 powertrains entirely. Every RAV4 on the lot is now a hybrid. That tells you something about where Toyota is putting its confidence. The engine is a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, no turbo, tuned for efficiency, not stress. Paired with that same planetary ECVT we talked about in the Corolla Cross, no belt, no clutches, a design that's been running in Priuses and Camrys for about 25 years without breaking the reputation Toyota spent decades building. The hard numbers back all of this up completely. IC Cars gives the RAV4 a 28.9% chance of reaching at least 200,000 miles. Car Edge projects just $6,005 in first-decade maintenance, the lowest of any vehicle in this video. Owners typically see maintenance bills running about $2,100 under the national average. And the same RepairPal data shows about 0.3 unplanned repairs per year, the same strong number as the CR-V. Resale value is best in class. If you ever need to sell, trade it in, or hand it down to someone in the family, a RAV4 holds its value better than almost anything else in this segment. Now, one honest thing I want to say on camera, because you deserve the full picture. The 2026 RAV4 is a ground-up redesign. New infotainment, new software, new electronics. The powertrain is the same bulletproof system it's always been, but Consumer Reports is clear about this. The more extensive the redesign, the higher the first-year risk for electronics and software issues. The engine and hybrid system are not the concern. The new screen and tech suite are the unknown. If that genuinely worries you, there's a smart backup play. A lightly used previous generation RAV4 Hybrid, 1 or 2 years old, gives you everything proven already debugged at a lower price. That's not a compromise. That's actually a smart move. But if you want the latest, and you're comfortable with a small first-year electronics risk on an otherwise unbeatable platform, the 2026 RAV4 Hybrid is the most cost-effective, longest-lasting pick on this list. The lowest projected maintenance bill, best resale, and a hybrid system that's arguably the most road-proven design on Earth. Bonus pick, the 2026 Lexus NX350h. Now, I promised you one more. For anyone watching this who wants everything we just covered, but wrapped in something that genuinely feels premium every single day you drive it. Here's the part that surprises most people. The Lexus NX350h uses the exact same naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engine and the exact same planetary ECVT hybrid system as the RAV4. You are not paying for complicated, fragile luxury engineering. You are paying for RAV4-grade reliability dressed in a quieter, softer, more refined package. The cabin is noticeably hushed. The seats are genuinely comfortable in a way that matters more as the years go by. The ride absorbs bumps rather than just passing them through to your back. For anyone dealing with joint stiffness or just wanting to arrive somewhere feeling relaxed rather than worn out, this cabin makes a real difference. CarEdge shows the NX costs about $3,000 less to maintain over 5 years than the average luxury SUV, and nearly $5,000 less over 10 years. The chance of a major repair across the ownership window sits at about 21%. That's roughly 17% better than comparable luxury vehicles. And owners who maintain them properly commonly report reaching around 300,000 miles. One honest note, insurance on a Lexus runs higher than a mainstream SUV, roughly $2,600 a year. Factor that into your budget before you walk into the showroom. And if the new price feels like a stretch, a gently used NX is genuinely the sweet spot. Same proven system. Lower entry cost. This is the buy-it-once option for the senior who wants Toyota's reliability and wants to feel it every morning when they get behind the wheel. So there it is, the Corolla Cross Hybrid for the buyer who wants RAV4 dependability at a smarter price. The Honda CR-V for the buyer who wants the most predictable, low-drama ownership in the segment. The RAV4 Hybrid for the buyer who wants the lowest long-term running costs and the best resale protection. And the Lexus NX 350h for the buyer who's done compromising on comfort. Before you walk into any dealership, sit in the driver's seat. Get in and out 3 times. Reach for the controls without looking down. Open the trunk and test whether the cargo floor is actually low enough for your back. Ask about the warranty in plain language. Ask what routine maintenance costs each year. A test drive isn't just about 60 miles per hour on the highway. It's about how the car feels when you're tired, when it's raining, and when your body reminds you that it's been a long day. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these you're leaning toward, or which SUV you already drive and how it's been treating you. Your experience helps another senior watching this make a smarter call. If this was helpful, subscribe. Every week we put out honest guidance just like this. No hype, no sponsored fluff, just real information for people who want to stay safe, comfortable, and independent on the road. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Take care and drive safely.